All right, today we're going to be looking at chapter one of film art by David Bordwell. So, film is an art form because it allows for the filmmaker to show certain things on camera, to not show certain things, and like give them a certain way of showing things to the viewer. So, all of the shots, sounds, and cuts that are used by the filmmaker are all part of the larger design of the movie, which gives it like a continuous flow for the viewer that's watching it. So the first aspect that we can look at is the film form. So film form is like an overall way that the film is created. And so we can look at the film as a narrative structure. For example, this would be like for the typical movie with storytelling in it. Then we've also got ourselves the non-narrative structure, which is something like a documentary or maybe like an advertisement film that could be used for other purposes. So next we're going to move on to the film style. The film style is comprised of four elements. So we've got the mise en place, the, the mise en place, and the mise en place is essentially where we're filming at. It's how the actors are dressed and how they're performing, as well as how we're lighting up the scene. And then we've also got the cinematography. That's how we're moving the camera around the scene or not moving it at all, how we're positioning the camera, things like that. And we've also got the editing. That's how we're redoing things in post process to splice together the scene, make the scene look snappy, or we can make it look all continuous at once. And then finally, we've got the different sound design. That's just the dialogue that's being spoken, the sound effects, and any other things such as silence that we can include to make a more dramatic effect. The way that the art's been portrayed has changed throughout the years as well. When the art form originally emerged in the late 1800s, when the projectors were first created, we only had silent films, but eventually we grew to have sound in films, got away from black and white into color, and we went into more digital means of production. The technology has grown, but there's still a lot of things that we could have done in past technology that we can still do today. It just allows us to do it with a lot less effort and gives us a lot more creative freedom in comparison. From a business side of things, there's three sections. We've got the production section where we're producing the actual movie. That's where we're filming, we're shooting, we're figuring out our finances. Then we have distribution. That's when we're marketing the film. That's when we make sure that people can see it. So we'll put things on Instagram, we'll run advertisements, we'll advertise at film festivals, things like that. And finally, we've got the exhibition. That's where we actually play the film for viewers. So we'll have streaming services, theaters, film festivals, and the like. So our end goal is to have the viewer, right? We want the viewer to feel a certain emotion or to learn a certain lesson. And so our goal as a cinematographer is to be guiding the viewpoint of the viewer to a certain direction. So the way that we frame things are all our stylistic choices. They're all trying to convey some message to that viewer and make them feel a certain way. So you think of the cinematographer as a sort of guide. So like we're the tour guide of, let's say, the zoo, right? We can show them all the animals, but at the end of the day, it's the viewers that are bringing the meaning to the animals. Like some might resonate more with the giraffes, and others might completely ignore the mosquitoes. Why are there mosquitoes at a zoo? Okay, anyway, the point is the viewer interprets the meaning, and the cinematographer only is there to guide them to whatever interpretation that they choose. All right, that was chapter one of film art by David Bordwell. So subscribe for more random rants like this.